good driver, how to avoid anxiety. The first thing I want to say, mentally, you need to be ready for this experience. This is not for everyone. If you have anxiety about driving or being around people, you really shouldn't be here. Because driving, you're going to be in really tight places. You will get claustrophobic. The first thing I want to do when I get into the car is lock the door. Make sure the door is locked, so the door and car can become one in the event of a rollover accident, which is the most dangerous. The next one is the head-on collision. Now we need to put on our seatbelt. This goes across our body. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for coming aboard. I appreciate you. Have it across your body. We want to calm down and breathe for a moment. Now we want to look straight ahead and frame the rear window in the mirror. Get that window framed so it's square. You can see everything out of your back window. So when you're driving, you can look up and check. The side mirror. Our steering wheel is on the left, we drive on the right. If we were in the UK or Australia or India, our steering wheel would be on the right and we would drive on the left. I want to get my side mirrors adjusted properly so I can see just by a quick glance. Now, I'm going to adjust my mirrors to the right. I have the Meta Ray-Bans on. They're transition, also they're AI glasses. They're really a good addition to me making content and helping adults learn how to drive. And if I was blind, I don't have the feature enabled, but I can read things for blind people. So these Meta AI Ray-Bans are a good investment. I'm very happy that I got them. Now, we have a key. Some cars have a key fob. We put our foot on the brake, we start the car. I like to wait a moment. I come from a drag racing background. I want to make sure I actually have oil pressure in the engine. I want to make sure the engine sounds normal. When you drive, you know your motor, you know the sounds the car makes, the squeaks, the rattles. Same thing when I'm in my race car. All right, I'm going to pause for a second. Now I'm going to put it in R's for reverse. I have a column shifter. It's on the column below the steering wheel. So I'm going to look to the left. I'm going to turn my wheel to the left. The car will go to the left. The front will swing out to the right. And then I'm going to stop. Now, I'm in a parking lot, so I have to look around. There are a lot of people, kids, parents. Parking lots are very dangerous, and people do not stop at stop signs or yield signs. Hopefully you're having a good day. It's been a very emotional day. I had a student come back. She was out of school for about a month. She had a mental breakdown, so we had to kind of lock things down. I feel really bad for her. But I saw it coming when a trigger happened and she basically crashed out. So I stood up for her. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow at this organization anymore, but I stood up for her because no one else will. Mental health is serious. So I stood up for her, represented her, and she may not be at this school anymore. She was gone for about 3 weeks to a month. So you need an instructor like me who's going to support you, help you, and fight for you. Ultimately, driver's education is really important whether you're a teen or adult. We're going up to this partially controlled intersection. I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go up to the edge. I'm looking left and right. And I want to show you. I look left and right. And then I'm going to make a left turn. There's a lot of cars here. This is why you use your blinker. Let people know what you're doing. There was a car to my left, a car to my right. I have the main way. We're going to go over a speed bump. I'm here just taking my time. Mentally, I know we're going to have a lot of cars, a lot of people. See, I went over that too hard. I could have bottomed out my car. You can't let all these cars make you crash out, make you lose your mind, because you will crash. And it's called gradual exposure. I can't just throw you out here. I need to explain it to you. I read all your comments. A lot of people say, you really have a stop sign here? Yes, we do. And I'm going to stop and pause, make eye contact with drivers, and then I'm going to move forward. Okay? You have to make eye contact with drivers. And if you're scared to make eye contact with drivers, you don't need to be driving. that was not for me. Just moving forward. And we have to make a right turn here, so I'm going to turn on my blinker. That car has a stop sign. And now we're going to have to merge on the freeway. There's no other thing that I can do. This is the fastest direct way. So sometimes you have to look at taking the freeway versus the side streets. Some of you may have extreme anxiety, and the side streets may be what you need. I'm going to come out and just get into the first lane and just settle down. Good. There's a hawk up there. You probably say, how'd you see that? Because I know birds of prey. I studied them for a while. So we're at 30. We want to stay smooth, stay in our lane. We want to line up our hood lines parallel to the reference lines of the broken white line and then a solid white line. We're in North America. We drive on the right. So the white line is on our right side. This is how you know you're going the correct way. And the left yellow line will be on our left. That tells us if it's ever opposite, you're going the wrong way. Let me know what country you're from. A lot of people, United Kingdom, UAE, Australia, India, China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan. I'm blessed that you take the time to look at this driver's education content, to teach you how to drive, to see the struggles that Americans have sometimes, and just to stay chilled. I'm not trying to crash out. It's been a very emotional day. One of my students had a mental breakdown, cussing out everyone, cussing out the head of school, and I saw it coming because there was a trigger in our class. So it's like you see a person who's crying out for help, but yet no one will help them. I'm a guy, I can't go into the ladies' bathroom. Her and the principal went in there and they were screaming at each other and it was horrible. And I just tried to get the young adults in the room, and we kind of did a mini lockdown, because when people are emotionally unstable, anything can happen. So I'm just chilling, squeezing my brake, and I got to push more because I don't want to hit this car. And take pride, they have a brake light out. If one of your brake lights is out, it confuses people. See that? That's a ticket, and that's routine maintenance. I've learned at an early age, you take care of your brake lights, your tail lights, your blinkers, your windshield wipers, your tires, because if you're out on the road, your car will let you down eventually. You have to do the maintenance. A lot of people want to ride, but they don't want to put the work in and take care of their car. I'm going to remember there's only 27, but I'm thinking about doing driving school the day after. All you got to do is reach out to me. Okay, reach out to me. Do you have your TIP? Your TIP is your temporary instruction permit. If you have that, then we could set up some driving lessons. You just have to reach out to me. And some states don't require a TIP. A TIP is where you take a test. There are 20 questions, 21 questions, 25, it's $10. You have to pass the test. Then you get your adult permit. Then you drive with a trainer, a certified instructor like me. Then from there, you go through your road test prep, your lane changes, your right turns, left turns, roundabouts, backing, parking. Then if you are ready, you take your road test. So it is involved. And let's use this person as an example. They're 27. Do you have your TIP? That's the first thing I would say. If you don't know what that is, then that tells me maybe you're not really serious about driving. If you have it, then you can set up lessons with an instructor or someone over 21, but you want an instructor who has done the road test prep which I have. You want an instructor who has a history and a record of helping students reach their goals. One of my students was reaching out to me. They got dropped from the adult course. If you miss so many days, you will be dropped. So you have to meet the state requirement. Okay, I'm gonna make a lane change to the left. Blinkers on. Then I'm gonna show you, I'm looking over my shoulder, see? And that's that lane change. At least 3 blinks of the blinker. And my person who's 27, you need to be like watching this, watching all my videos. You know, around that 4th or 5th lesson, I would get you out on the expressway. We'd probably get into the middle lane and we just take our time, right? I'm not gonna throw you in the left where you gotta go 75 or 80. That would stress you out. And I don't want to stress you out. I want to make sure you're comfortable, make sure you understand the responsibility, the challenges, the advantages, disadvantages, and dangers. It is dangerous driving out here. But we want to drive with good speed and good space. I'm at about 60. The flow is starting to pick up. If cars want to go faster, they can get to the left lane. If they want to go slower, they can get to the right. You see how those cars are cutting over? Those aren't lane changes. I see the 2 big semis up there, and I'm just trying to drive really smooth. Just trying to take my time. I see the truck, and they got over. That's an Avalanche, younger model. I know vehicles, you may not. See, that's a Chevy Avalanche. See, it says it on the left. You need to know vehicles and their capabilities. How fast, how big, how small. That black GMC up there that is cut over, they don't want to be behind this semi truck. I'm okay with that. I got a car tailgating me. I want to show you. You might be able to see it if the camera can focus. And I'm just taking my time because I know up here there's going to be a lot of cars. And I'm just squeezing my brake real easy. Guess they're trying to push in that Mercedes, huh? That's how accidents happen. You see the Mercedes tailgating the Ram 1500? And if you're with me, I would say just get off the gas. So you're learning right now. We're just chilling. We're in no hurry. Our gas is good. AC is good. We went to the bathroom. I got my iced coffee. I'm good. I'm chilled. You have to have a mental mindset. And because you're 27 or in your 20s, you got to get a job. If you don't have a job, I'm going to say, what's wrong with you? Okay? See them tailgating? I go right past them, chilling. You have to have a job to increase your opportunities to move out of the house, pay off debt. When I was 18, my mom just got me a credit card, $500 limit. I didn't really appreciate it. Within a month, I had it up to $500, but I paid it, and I established credit. Okay, you got to establish credit in your early or late teens, because eventually you're not going to want to stay in your parents' house. I mean, you got to get out of your mom's basement. Some of you are staying in your mom's basement, your dad's basement, your parents' basement until you're like 27 or 37. And it's a reality. You have to get a job. I have 2 jobs. I have 3. I'm an educator. Okay, we do social media, and then I'm also doing driver's education for adults and teens. And I talked about positive manifestation, thinking forward. I will have 1 or 2 electric vehicles, preferably a Tesla, and to teach adults and teens who have been incarcerated how to drive, and then do job training, because I have those skill sets. I've done it before. As you get older, you think less of forward thinking. When you're younger, you're like, I can do anything. I can be president. I can find a cure to cancer. I can fix starvation around the world. You should think like that. As we get older, we know you can't do that. You're black, or you're a woman, or you're too old, or you're too young. Don't set limitations on yourself. Don't set those limitations. You can do anything you want. I'm not done in my journey. I've struggled the last couple of days. I've shared this. Mental health is important, okay? There's a shortage of instructors around the country. So we're in high demand. I'm not gonna kill myself for $200 or $300 or $500. I'm not doing it. But I'm gonna take a mental health day here and there to recharge. There's some Mercedes, still tailgate. I'm gonna get over one lane. So basically, the Mercedes just cut off the truck and this car. They're road raging. I'm at about 75 right now. That person, that Mercedes, can't go anywhere. We're gonna end up catching up to them and not trying to catch up to them. It's true. That truck got over, so I gotta lift my foot. I'm off my gas. I'm not trying to chase anyone down. We're not late anywhere. Good afternoon. Hey, how are you? We had one of our clients crash out today. She had a mental breakdown. I felt so bad. I've known this young lady 2 years. Doesn't come from the best family. Okay? She was basically taking care of someone else's child for 7 years. And then as a result, another person said something to her, triggered her. She cussed them out, slammed the door, and started walking down the hallway screaming. Yeah, I tried to pray for her, but then she got into a fight or a heated argument with one of our administrators. I'm not saying too much. They were in the bathroom screaming, cussing at each other, and the young man who started it, our dean, brought him over to me, so I spoke truth. He was the one that triggered her. So no, at the end of the day, I'm telling you truth. At the end of the day, thank you. Mental health is real. This young lady has been through a lot of trauma, and she really should have not been back in the educational setting. She should have finished the year. There's a big back up ahead. I see it. Oh my God, I gotta slow down. She should not have been in a school setting because people will trigger you. Younger people don't have a filter on their mouth, okay? And a lot of people think it's funny, just like, when people have mental breakdowns, Britney Spears, she had that mental breakdown. You remember she shaved her head, looking crazy? She had a mental breakdown. Then her dad had that conservatorship. A lot of you laughed. Free Britney, right? But Britney Spears needed that. She needed that conservatorship from her dad. So I'm not saying it was that extreme where this young lady had millions and millions of dollars, but sometime with wealth, you need other people to look out for you because you're not making good decisions. Do I need to spend $50,000 on a Rolex? No, you don't need that. Do I need to spend $100,000 on a Cybertruck? No, let's wait for it to cost 60. If you really want it, we can go get it. Do I need to invest in this restaurant here? No, you don't really need that, right? So you need to have people who have your best interest in mind, okay? You need to have people who know more than you and who can help, okay? So this young lady should have not been back in school, and I don't know if she's gonna be back tomorrow. A lot of people just wanna jump on, when someone is down and emotionally down, they just jump on them and treat them like a dog. And then when they go crazy or crash out, see, they were crazy. I told you. This is real life out here. And a lot of you don't understand this. And a lot of people wanna brush you under the rug, okay? And I have to remember that if I come into teaching someone how to drive in an emotional, unstable state, I could crash out. So in a way, I have to ignore all the external noise. Cars, people don't want to see us. Like this white creepy man is tailgating me like crazy. I'm gonna take my time. And I'm focused on the wheel. I got both hands on the wheel, you see it. So you have to mentally take time for yourself. I was struggling the other day. I'm gonna change this back. I was struggling the other day. I can't drive Friday. I need mental health. I need to recharge. Mother's Day is Sunday. I changed my schedule. I had to be there for my wife. That's important. So I didn't drive. I'm going to drive when I have available time. I'm not going to kill myself for some person, because work will always be here. You can always make all the money you want, but if you're not in a good mental place, you're going to crash. You're going to do terrible on paperwork. You're going to say something you're going to regret and lose your job. So I'm thinking of long range, right? $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $7,000. Money's a resource, okay? Physical health, mental health, the most important thing. The last couple of days, I've been sleeping much more deeply, but I have a lot on my plate. You saw me yesterday. You see me putting in the grind. You see me putting in the work. And then at 4:30, I have the Black Girls Alliance to learn how to talk to and interact, because I deal with a lot of African American women and men, and they go through enough trauma because, a lot of my cousins are black females. There's nothing wrong with that. That's powerful. That's beautiful. Okay? We have to love ourselves first. We really do. Love yourself first. And when you drive across your country, you'll see people who love you. You'll see people who hate you. I'm squeezing my brake. I'm doing threshold braking. If I hit it too hard, this white Ram truck will rear-end me. And if you were driving with me, taking driver's ed, I would say, take your time. We turn the AC up, and we just chill. Because I'm a servant, and I understand that. I don't work for free. Like you don't work for free. But I'm a servant. I want to help people. I want to do a good job. But I have to be selfish, because several years ago, I had a good regional director. They said, listen, you have 6 weeks to get these clients done. Plan a couple days here and there to take off, to go to the doctor, to rest, to go home and take yourself around the house. When you're young, you can just work 24 hours a day. You can grind like that, but as you get older, you want to work smart. I'm not going to be a victim of my own demise, because I'm driving people who do not know how to drive. And they could have a mental breakdown. I've seen it before, and I don't want to get caught in that vulnerable state. It's happened several times in my career, and you're crying out for help. I'm talking real. You don't hear a lot of instructors say this. Some of you are like, I don't care about that. Some of you are like, it can be dangerous. Okay? Because you're chasing after money. You're chasing after fame. I don't care about fame. That's why I don't really wear sports jerseys. Okay? I don't care about material wealth. Right? I care about good mental health, taking care of my family, making sure they're good, making sure my life insurance is paid. Because life insurance is for the living. You're like, wow, Myles, you're really going deep today. Yes. Because when you drive, you'll reflect. Because you're here in this machine for an hour, or 2 hours, or 5 hours, or 6 hours. Like I cleared my schedule, I am going to Illinois. I told my daughter, I'm going with you or without you. I told my daughter, she looked at me like, I understand, Dad. She looked at me like, I understand, Dad. I'm like, baby, I'm going with you or without you. I'm going to Chicago, because I'm not scared to drive and get on the road by myself. If I get tired, I'll pull over and rest for 2 or 3 or 4 hours. I'll chill. I'll chill at the gas station somewhere, charge my phone, go live, talk to you guys, get happy. Okay? So she's going to come with me to Chicago, Illinois. We're going to Joliet, to the racetrack, right? And I just got to put in the day at work, make sure it gets approved. Okay? So, there's once in a lifetime events, your kid's birthday, graduation party. Right? So you got to be there for those things. You can make money all your life. Okay? I'm working the job. The job is not working me. Yes. I get it. I'm here for all of you. Whatever you need, you know, I will support. I will help. I will give you an honest opinion. Going in really smooth, taking my time. This is a cloverleaf. I told you this is where my cousin rolled her truck over, going too fast. She had an F-150, flipped that truck. I'm like, oh my God, girl. She teaches driver's ed too. She's a chemistry major, played basketball in the Army, won state championships, girls basketball coach. I love my cousin. That's right. She rides a motorcycle too. So, you know, once I get deeper in driver's ed, this changes people's lives. But a lot of people don't have jobs or don't have self-confidence or been around negativity. My parents taught me, be around positive people who are doing things. Okay? They said that to me and I remember that. So I'm telling you, be around positive people who are doing things, who are trying to help you achieve. If you're around someone negative, get out, walk out, leave them alone. Because they don't really care about you. People with Britney Spears, they didn't care about her. They just wanted her money. Michael Jackson, they used him too. Right? Okay, my student at school, she should not have been at school. Okay? There's only a few weeks left. I'm going to have to go in here a second. I'm going to let this thing go. Okay, you got questions, put it in. I'll be right back. You got to do these things. I'll be right back. Put some questions in. And also, what I've learned, you have to dedicate yourself to learning how to drive. If you don't dedicate yourself to learning how to drive, you're ripping and running, you won't really learn how to drive good. And a lot of adults and teens that I meet, they're doing 10 things. I'm like, slow down. Do you really want to learn how to drive? Or are you going to do it halfway? Every 20 or 30, there's 1 or 2 students like that. Their parents have overscheduled them. You're doing too much. And what I've learned, this is my peace. This is my sanctuary. And that's the way it has to be, your peace and sanctuary. You're like, this is just driving. It's bigger than that. This is a tool to get you money, to get you a job, to go on an interview, right? You got to know your potential. So I'm backing up. It's a really small driveway. I'm going to cut my wheel to the right. You see me looking, doing a 3-point turn, man. All right? Turn out. And then I got to go over to the right. R-I-G-H-T. I got to go over to the right side of the road. And then I stop. And then I'm looking to the left. There's a gray Ram 1500 going by. And then I go into the nearest lane. And I'm looking ahead at the blue Escape. I see the blinker on. You are looking ahead, processing potential dangers. You see the truck does come out. So I had to change lanes. He didn't care. So that's what people do. So I'm going to get over. You saw that. That's how accidents happen that quickly. That guy in that red truck used that vehicle as a shield. And if I wasn't paying attention, I would have hit him. It would have been his fault. That's how quickly it happens. But some of you are like, what are you talking about? I didn't even see that. That's called defensive driving. And he may think it's okay. It's not okay. He really didn't actually even stop. Okay? So you got to keep your composure, fam. And then, you know, I schedule some extra time for another instructor without me burning myself out. I need Friday off, which is tomorrow. Saturday, have a long day. Sunday, a partial day for Mother's Day. Put my wife first, as she belongs. I'm just waiting. I can turn around, but there's a lot of traffic. I don't care about the truck behind me that cut out. And you have to protect your own interest in a respectful, caring way without being disrespectful to the general population. Because the public doesn't care about you. Many of you don't care about this, and that's fine. Some of you do care, and that's fine. I'm here making this content for people who want to learn and move your life forward. And then I turn into the nearest lane. Now we have construction, we have to deal with this situation, we have to just take our time. And then I'm gonna go in slow, real easy. And this construction, every 3 or 4 years, they're redoing the roads because they're not made of good materials. I have a Zoom meeting at 4:30. I have adult driver's ed at 6:30. Actually, I'm going to be on 2 places. You know, there's only one of me. I don't have a twin. But they say somewhere in the world we all have a twin. So I'm just trying to mentally be safe, be smart, take my time. Just maneuvering my vehicle. You got to have maneuverability. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I was very real today to you. When you drive, you will gain independence. If you're a young man, you can get away from the family. You're a young lady, you can get away from the family. You're going to have someone monitoring you. But if you're young, some of you are going to have that Life 360 app. Your parents are going to be monitoring you. Our cars are monitoring us right now. This is not a smart car, it's an older car, so we don't have all those computer controls, but my phone is tracking me. Okay, this social media thing is tracking me. Okay, so I want you to watch all these videos, tell me what you learned, be passionate, and I will probably be going live later this evening, probably after 7:30. I will talk to you all later. Bye.